So the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 is one of those particular Galaxy Watches that came out many years ago, and the thing I would definitely tell you is with the Watch 3, it's still a very good watch for the most part. There's not really that much to complain about here, but it is kind of an outdated watch, and I do think with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, this was a significantly bigger difference coming from the previous console, so you might be better off if you actually do go ahead and buy something like the Galaxy Watch 4 for the most part. But either way, I will go ahead and leave these particular, Galaxy Watches linked down in the description, so you can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3, this particular watch came out in a few different sizes. They were pretty much the same size as you usually got before, the 41mm size and the 45mm size. The thing I liked the most about this particular watch was actually the build quality. These watches still feel very, very good in the hand, and realistically speaking, no matter what you're going to do on your watch, you're still going to feel like you have a really, really good time with it, which is something that I love about it. These particular devices typically feel very good. Like, Samsung's never made a super cheap feeling watch as far as I can remember, at least in the last couple of years, and these watches feel very premium. On the front display, it's also a very good display still as well. As I mentioned before, when Samsung's going through and purchasing or making these types of devices, it is shocking to me how premium these things feel and how good of a display these things are as well. Samsung still has such a good display on these particular devices, and that's something, once again, that I love about it. If I'm going through and getting some sort of device, I like that this thing has a really good display, and every single person who's ever used it basically knows that as well. You also have this kind of like crown around the display too on some models, which allow you to kind of like, I guess choose different things within the display. It's kind of interesting. I think it's an interesting take on this particular front, but it's not the craziest thing of all time. You kind of get used to it. On the sides of these particular consoles, on the sides of these particular, watches, you do get the two buttons on the side. So you can either click the top one or the bottom one. They both do different things. One's a power button, and one's like an OK button. And, you can click into those things if you want to as well, which is another cool thing going on for this particular watch. And on the back side, you have your standard charging port, your charging area that you can charge this particular watch from. I love the fact that I can charge my Samsung Galaxy Watch from my Samsung Galaxy phone. This in and of itself is such an amazing asset to have on your particular device. I think if I'm going through and if I'm picking up any sort of Galaxy Watch or anything like that, I love the fact that this thing has that type of capability of me going through and literally just charging my watch from my phone. I don't even have to bring a charger then, which is excellent and something I love doing. Unfortunately, with a lot of different devices, they don't have that. Pixel watches and iPhones and stuff and Apple Watches, but the Galaxy Watches luckily do have it. And this in and of itself is, again, one of my most favorite things going through with this particular, Galaxy Watch. Now, on top of that, this particular watch still feels very good in the hand, like I mentioned before. Feels very good on the wrist. The bands on this thing, I never like the selection of bands that you have on the Galaxy Watch, meaning I don't like how you have to put the bands on the watch itself. I think the bands themselves feel fine, but putting the bands on the watch itself is very annoying. I never liked it, and once you get it in, it's pretty much secure. But I do like how the Pixel watches and the Apple Watches bands are, a little bit more than the standard, these watches. But again, it is what it is. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but that's one other thing that I kind of saw and noticed with these particular watches. Now, beyond that, I still think the performance of these watches is great. The thing is, with the Galaxy Watch 3, the software is a little bit different than the software that was on the Galaxy Watch 4. So on the Galaxy Watch 4, you were getting like Wear OS, updates. On this Galaxy Watch, you were getting this like Tizen software, which is very, very weird. I'm not even really too sure what's going on with this one. I do think on the Galaxy Watch 4, it is a significantly better difference, and you are getting a watch that's newer and better, which is going to be great. But the Galaxy Watch 3, this software, although it's close to what the Galaxy Watch 4 had, it's not quite the same, and you are far better off getting the Galaxy Watch 4 because you are getting full-on, Wear OS. And that is a very big difference, I would say, for the most part. So, although there's, like I said, a lot of overlap between these two watches, definitely with something like the Galaxy Watch 3, it's good, it's great, don't get me wrong, but definitely going up to the Galaxy Watch 4, it's going to be giving you better software, better applications you can install, a longer supported watch as well. Everything about the Galaxy Watch 4 is significantly better than the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 from that particular perspective as well. So kind of keep that in mind. I would hate for you to go and buy this Galaxy Watch, set it up and everything, and you purchase it, and then you don't enjoy the software experience that you're getting from it. So beyond that though, this thing can still track workouts, check your blood rate, heart rate, all that stuff, and so many things across the board. It still has a lot of basic stuff that a lot of watches have nowadays. But if you're wanting the core, amazing features that a lot of Galaxy Watches have, even the Watch 6, you could get the Galaxy Watch 4 and basically be getting that type of experience as well. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'll definitely tell you is, I do think a device like the Galaxy Watch 4 is a much better watch than the Watch 3, and that's kind of what I'd say about it. Honestly, there's no other way to put it. I wouldn't really recommend people to buy the Watch 3 anymore, but I would highly recommend people to buy the Watch 4 if you couldn't tell. So that pretty much covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.